This is an introduction to the Tekla Open API. We're going to show you how you can get started. The first thing you need is Windows. As far as I know, this will not work on Linux or Mac. Then you need Tekla. And then in order to program anything, you need Visual Studio. I recommend you use Visual Studio, the IDE. They're actually two separate programs I'm going to show you. Do not use Visual Studio Code. Or you can if you wish, but I would recommend you use the IDE. Okay, let's go to Google. Let us type in Visual Studio. Okay. Now you have something called Visual Studio Code. That is generic. That can work on any machine. But we want, well, the one I prefer, and the one I'm recommending you for your purposes, is the IDE. Okay, so click here. Now there are different versions of Visual Studio. I'm talking about the IDE. Let's explore all versions. The Community Edition is powerful enough for you. If you are an engineer or a draftsperson, use the community version. There's no need for you to get the professional. So let's download the community version. I'm going to say free download. Okay, it's downloading here. I like to download things in my D drive. See, I got a couple of drives on my computer. C drive gets packed pretty quick. So we go to the D drive and then I have a downloads folder. I've already downloaded it, but I'm going to work through this with you. So let's save. It might take a couple of minutes. Oh, a couple of seconds. There you go. It's done. So then once it's done, we run the setup. And I don't know if you can see that here. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? We say yes. Okay. Before we start it, we need to set up a few things so you can configure. Okay. Continue. Getting the Visual Studio installer ready. I might have a problem because my C drive is pretty full. Let's work through the problem and show you what to click and how to do it when you face similar problems. Okay, in my case, I already have Visual Studio Community Edition downloaded. In your case, you might not. So when you get this, you just click download. Okay, my case, let's work through it. I'm going to click update. Okay, so in my particular case, Visual Studio is on the C drive and my C drive is pretty full. So you might want to save it to a drive that has plenty of memory. So in my particular case, I want to work through this issue with you. I'm going to uninstall Visual Studio from my C drive, and then we're going to reinstall it on the D drive where I have plenty of memory. Okay. Okay, I've uninstalled Visual Studio. I'm now going to reinstall it, this time on my D drive. Hopefully we will have a lot more space. Now, what should you download in Visual Studio? It depends what you develop on. Now, for your purposes, we want .NET Desktop, okay? So we're going to click this, okay? We want .NET Framework 4.8, okay? If you connect to a database, then maybe you might want to consider entity frameworks. I don't really use it. I don't have much experience with it. If you like using GitHub Copilot, some of this stuff is quite handy. You can click that, and we want to choose the download location. And for me, I can't have it on the C drive. That's just too much space. So we're going to change this to D drive, which I have plenty of memory there. So let's go to D drive, programs. If I select that, download cache, it's also in C drive. So I might have a subfolder here. I'm going to create Visual Studio no spaces, or maybe I'll add a space. Select folder. Now it's there. Now download cache. I also want that in my D drive. That's just far too much memory. That I feel I don't want on my C drive. So I'm going to put a download cache similarly on the D drive. I'm going to go to D drive. Maybe I'll put a program files here. Should I do that? Let's go back a little. Program data, Microsoft Visual Studio packages. You know what? Let me put that on the D drive. Yes. Downloads, excuse me, program files, Visual Studio, download cache, create a new folder, download cache. I'm going to dump it here, okay? And shared components and SDKs. Cannot be installed to a non-empty directory. Not sure what that means. So maybe we might have to add a file in Visual Studio. This is why we do it live. We do it live because we discover all sorts of problems as they arise. So let's go to the program files, Visual Studio. I'm going to add, let's open a terminal. Let's open it in Bash. I'm not familiar with these fancy Windows terminals. Let's create a file. We'll call it keep. So touch keep. And there's a keep file. Now let us go back to the installer. Now that there is a file, it's not empty. There is a file there. Let's see if it obeys. Visual Studio, okay. Let's go back. Can we go back? Install while downloading. Okay. Still not obeying. Isn't that interesting? Let me rebrowse. Go back here. Visual Studio. Select file. Cannot be installed to a non-empty directory. I'm not sure what that is. Let me do a little research. All right, so I found out what's going on. They want the folder to be completely empty. So let's try that again. This is in the D drive. I have a folder that's completely empty. Let's select that folder, and we have a packages folder, a download cache that is also in the D drive, completely empty. And I think I'm happy with that. And now we can download and install Visual Studio Community Edition 2026. You might have a later version when you do yours. .NET Framework 4.8, that's what we want. Install while downloading, bang. Okay. And so we're going to let this finish. I'm going to start this after installation. And then we're going to do a hello world and show you how you can get started. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. Thanks. All right, guys, it's almost finished installing. We're at 99%, so it might happen anytime now. There we go. Here we are. Hang on. We're going to try and sign you in. Okay. I think I already have an account. Oh, there you go. We're ready to go. As you use Visual Studio, any projects will be here for quick access. Okay, we have certain projects that are already here. Fine. We have a shed creator. Oh, great. Continue without code. You know what? Let's create a new project. And let's move on to the next video. I'm going to record a separate video. But this is how to get everything started, right? You need Visual Studio.